Well, here at home, the latest FBI data shows anti-Jewish hate crimes jumped, get this, 36% from 2021 to 2022. Campus rallies celebrating the Hamas atrocities reveal how deeply anti-Semitism has infected many of America's colleges and universities. Dale Hurd has the story.
After the horrific Hamas attack on Israel, students at the University of Wisconsin-Madison chanted, "Glory to the martyrs."
Glory to the martyrs!
Cornell University professor Russell Rickford called the Hamas killings exhilarating.
It was exhilarating, it was energetic.
And an instructor at Stanford has been suspended for allegedly making Jewish students stand in a corner while publicly referring to them as colonizers. Many colleges and universities have allowed and even promoted pro-Hamas, anti-Jewish hatred for decades. The attack on Israel has shown just where that policy has led. Dr. Zachary Marschall is editor-in-chief at Campus Reform.
What we're seeing this week on college campuses is the culmination of 2 generations of activist scholars using college classrooms to create indoctrination camps where they use leftist ideology and anti-Israel critiques and work as a mask to perpetuate anti-Semitism.
The anti-Israel BDS movement, which stands for Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions, has been allowed to flourish on campuses nationwide and uses the chant "From the river to the sea" in their protest, calling for the destruction of Israel.
From the river to the sea!
After the Hamas attack on Israel, the BDS movement's website posted and later deleted that it supported the slaughter of Israelis by Hamas, calling it heroic and justified.
And not only is it a moral failing and an intellectual failing and just a scandal, but it's a strategic threat to the American Republic.
Dexter Van Zyl of Middle East Forum says the Hamas terror attack finally exposed the BDS movement for what it's really about, the destruction of the State of Israel.
It's been a long time coming, and the October 7th attack exposed it.
We support the Intifada!
The major campus group behind the BDS movement is Students for Justice in Palestine. After the Hamas attack, Boston University's SJP chapter posted that victory is ours. Universities like Harvard have been embarrassed and lost donations because of pro-Hamas support. It's gotten so bad that Ezekiel Emanuel, longtime Democrat and brother of Rahm Emanuel, wrote an editorial in Wednesday's New York Times entitled "The Moral Deficiencies of a Liberal Education."
It's terrifying and sad that it took the death of over 1,000 Jews in Israel to direct people to the totalitarian forces that are now, running amok on college campuses in the United States. But that's what it took.
Dale Hurd, CBN News.
We've been warning about the BDS movement here in America, here and in Europe, and we've been warning for years. Please don't buy into this ideology that somehow or other Israel is a colonial power, an occupying nation. No, they were established by a mandate from the United Nations, and that goes all the way back to 1948. Before that, there was a British mandate by the League of Nations, and that mandate was to create a Jewish state. So it's been part of international law for over 100 years. What is against international law is what the Palestinians have been saying since 1948, which is from the river to the sea. So they're talking about from Jordan to the Mediterranean. They're talking about wiping Israel off the map so it's no longer a country. Part of the UN resolution is the Palestinians had the ability to create their own state. They refused in 1948. They refused again in 1967. They've never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. That's the diplomatic, it's kind of a joke in diplomatic circles, but today it's no joke. Please, let's not miss this opportunity to stand with Israel. Let's show the world that, no, we're not going to buy your ideology from the river to the sea or some kind of occupying power or apartheid state. When you're trying to exist and you're trying to live and your enemy says in the Hamas covenant, we want to exterminate every Jewish person in Palestine. That's what they said. We should believe them, and we should stand against